Good morning, my friends, and thank you for coming to join me for another shave. Today, as a special treat, we're going to be using Duke Cannon's Superior Grade Shaving Cream and following it up with their aftershave balm. These came in a bucket of soaps and stuff that my wife picked up at, what's the name of that store? Oh, it's an outlet store. The scent notes for the aftershave anyway is bergamot, sandalwood, and I picked up some oh dang it, a cooling agent of some sort, menthol, and then their shaving cream. I don't know what it smells like yet. I haven't opened the tube, but we're going to figure it out. And we'll do this with no cutaways, and at no time will my hands ever leave the end of my arms. Not sure exactly how creams that come in a tube like this, it just squeezes out. This is about, it reminds me a lot of the Prorazzo. I have Cypress Vetiver, their single edge product. And so my reckoning is I'll rub it on, and then I don't know how I'll get it off my hands. I haven't thought that far ahead, so I may waste a little product here. Boy, it stays on. It's got some. It's pretty clingy when it's raw product. I've got my Maggard synthetic. And we'll just see how this does. Duke Cannon products are starting to show up on the shelves of my CVS. I've even seen brushes and stuff show up, but we're starting to do neat things. Oh, dang it, somebody's texting me. Well, it does seem to lather up pretty good. We'll see how well it loads up or stays in the brush on subsequent passes. That's part of the reason I'm continuing to go over, is to make sure that I get soap in the brush so that we'll have enough for later for the next couple passes. Today we are using something we don't use very often, and we're using my Azuma razor. This is a Kamisori, shaped on one side, so it's an asymmetrical grind. I don't know if you can see it well. Well, you can see it right there. There you go. It's sharp enough to split a hair. I just got done stropping it. It doesn't strop any differently than a standard razor, but it's like a wedge grind almost as you're bringing it across your face. It doesn't, there's hardly any feedback except a little bit of disturbances in the force. You can hear the hairs crying out in terror, and then suddenly being silenced. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, in my ignorance, I'm going to use it at a crazy angle opposite the, I'm not sure it was intended to be used this way. In other words, it's intended to be used with this way. Soak it out, because apparently they have somebody else shaving you when you're using these razors, but because I don't have anybody shaving me, I'm going to use it upside down and backwards and just count on my self-preservation and try not to amputate anything. I think I got this from Mr. Woodpusher. Sent this to me some time ago, and I've been doing him a disservice by not putting her to use. Well, I'm putting her to use today. And it is just like using a wedge, as far as the way it kind of feels as it goes against the whiskers. It's got a short, not a very wide cutting surface. So it you don't have to worry about pillaging huge surfaces of skin. I think I irritated myself a little bit down here, but I think we'll be okay. I have shaved with Duke Cannon's body soap. They have their, one of their products is, they call it, comes in a box that says big ass bar soap, and as one of our alternate shaving products, I used it. It actually lathered up pretty good. I have 2 other bars of that soap. I may bring those out at some point. There's not very much in the way of lather here, is there? Let's put a little bit more product on. You know, if I had squirted this straight on the brush, I would have been further ahead, wouldn't I? That's a little better. At first pass seemed a little dry. So the aftershave is a balm. So we'll see what it's like. It's got a lot of 50-cent words in the ingredients. I don't think there's anything that's gonna cause me any real harm. See how this goes. Well, so far we haven't had any problems with the plague in our area. No zombies. The tip of this is real sharp. I'm going to blunt it a little bit. We haven't had any zombies zooming up and down the street. There's a family moved in at the end of the street that has a kid, and his friends come zooming up and down the street, but I'm very rarely out there. They stay off my lawn, so that's okay. As long as they stay off my grass. What's left of it. These razors force you to concentrate intensely, because the geometry is just so different than what we're used to at there's a little bit of apprehension as you bring it up against your face. Just the slightest miscue and you could flay open a nice flap of skin. There's an inscription on here that says Yazuki steel. Yazuki steel is comes from iron sands in southwestern side of Japan. Japan sits like this, and Tokyo is like right here, and Yazuki prefecture is in this area below. Anyway, there's iron sand there, and that's where the steel from this comes from. And it's supposed to be pretty good steel. You hear words with Japanese swords and things, tamahagane or something like that. Essentially, it's the same stuff. Japan being a volcanic island, there's a lot of iron-rich sands and stuff that came flying out of the volcano when the islands were formed, and so they make it out of those iron sand. Now, traditionally, it's completely different than what they do now. This area, Hitachi make ships. They have a shipyard there, and during World War II, that's where a lot of sand came from. We are in the ending parts of a very unusual sumo tournament in Japan. That's one of the sports that I do follow. I don't not much football or baseball and all stuff like that, basketball. I don't follow that very much, but I do like watching sumo. And because of the plague, there's nobody in the stands. They're allowing the tournament to go on, but they just didn't let anybody in to go see it. So it's all on TV, and I have to stay up real late at night to watch it. There's a fella uh, Jason Sumo. If you guys get a chance, or if you feel the inkling, Jason's all sumo channels, as a matter of fact. He rebroadcasts the high level matches right at the end of the day, because the sumo tournaments go all day. And the best matches are in the late afternoon, 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And he rushes home from work and records those. It's kind of fun to watch American commentary on it. And I try to keep this what you know about that? Looks like end up with a pretty good shave. But this soap does a pretty good job. There's just enough in here for a sample, just 2 ounces. It came in like a clear, almost like a paint bucket. Had several soaps and this shave material and some towels, little folded towelettes and stuff. It was a neat little gift set. And if you find this on the shelf at the Walgreens or CVS, I wouldn't be afraid to pick it up, use it for travel purposes. It certainly isn't a small enough tube that it would make it pretty easy to transport. Maggard did a good job with it. And I do a little cool water rinse. Calm everything down. I had thought that I'd irritated it, but as I went, it went away. I'm okay. I think we are right in between a darn fine shave and a baby butt smooth shave, kind of in that little groove where I like to be. I don't try to chase the babies. The balm is a real thick stuff too, so we'll see how it does. At first application, it feels a little greasy. We'll see if it soaks in. If it does, I'll put it in my notes in my journal. Right now, it's vaguely unpleasant as far as how it feels on my face. But I've had hand lotion that feels this way, and then it soaks into the skin and it's fine. So I'll put some on my elbows, and being an old guy, I keep it on my hands, especially where I cut myself open. That's a bad scar, and it oh, you're back, good. And it needs a lot of attention sometimes. Well, that's it, and the razor. I'm going to probably keep this close by. I use it again so that I don't lose my touch with it. It's an Azuma Kamisori. I have two Kamisoris. I bought one, Sam sent this one to me, and then I bought one to practice honing it. And they both ended up wicked sharp, and so now I have two and don't use them very much. So I guess that's twice as good to have a razor you don't use very much, but you have two of them. I have to make remedy of that. But that's all I have for today. I'm Major Rich, and you'll find me on the Shaving Cadre. It's a great bunch of guys. Hope you come to visit us. If you're finding me on the YouTube, consider this your invitation to come and see us. We're nearing, if not have already attained, 300 members to the cadre. It's a great bunch of gentlemen, and we hope to see you there. In the meantime, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.